I decided to make a game in 12 hours. Let's see how it turned out. So I started off the challenge by generating a random game idea. And so I got this.
JRPG times point and click, 1 minute, zombie, and spy thriller?
This combination of themes is so weird. But I just started brainstorming immediately.
The idea is that you will play as a zombie that's hiding among like a group of humans. And because the rule is 1 minute, so I thought it would be cool if you have only 1 minute to achieve some kind of goal. Like for example, you have to save your zombie friends or something.
So I started a new Unity project and got to work. So first of all, I built a layout of the game. So on the left side is like the main area, and on the right side is like the place where you keep all the zombies. Now normally you would make some kind of gameplay and a prototype before you do anything else, but I decided to do the art first, which is definitely not gonna cause me to not have time to make my gameplay or anything. So I found this asset in the Unity asset store, which I really like, except for the fact that I'm broke. So anyway, I decided to make my own art. It's not that bad. And so now with the art finished, I put together a simple little level in Unity. And I also placed some interesting items here and there to make it less boring. So now it's time to make the player. I came up with this design for the zombie, which I guess is good enough. But if it's just like this, it would be way too obvious. So I made him a little hat. Look at that. It's the perfect disguise. This is some Perry the Platypus type shit, if you know what I mean. And then I realized the zombie is Chinese now. And so I added the player into the game and I added some physics. I see nothing wrong there. Now, because I'm terrible at making animations, I just added this squish and squash effect, which looks good enough. And so after some intense coding, oh yes, this is the good stuff. I have the player be able to walk when you point on anywhere on the screen. Of course, there's no pathfinding or whatever. It's just going towards the mouse, even if it means it will hit the wall. But yeah, I also decided to name this guy John. I feel like John is a bit lonely here, so let's make him some friends. So I made 3 NPCs, and they're all wearing lab coats because they're all lab workers. This one is Nick, this one is Jimmy, and this one is based on my friend's name, Brianna. And now for some more coding. I have these people just kind of following the path that I already set for them. I also made John's zombie friends. So this one is Timmy, and this one is Tommy. I know, genius names. And I have them just sort of wandering around in their own space. And so now it's time to think about how we actually save these zombies. I mean, right now they're just trapped by these walls. I don't think it's gonna be very easy to break those. And so I made this gate thingy, and I can place it here so that when it moves up and down, it looks like it's opening and closing. Very familiar motion indeed. And of course, I need something to control the gate. So I made this little handle here. And you can turn it to open up the gate. Right now, it kind of looks like the workers are working on air. So I made these little items, like this paper, this computer, and then this cup. The computer even has 3 variations. Look at that. The last one kind of looks like a face for some reason. But then I got a little sidetracked, and so I started doing the dialogue system. Because I had similar experiences before, so I kind of just copy and pasted the code from there. And of course, it doesn't even work because it's from another project. So I have to, spend more time to make it actually fit into this game. But in the end, I got it working. But right now, I'm turning the handle as much as I want and they have no reaction. And so I got this question mark thingy that fills up when they see you turning the handle. And then the closer they are, the quicker it will fill up. And that worked pretty well. This is when I realized I'm running out of time. I haven't made any of the winning or losing conditions yet, and I haven't made any way to distract these 3 people. And so I realized the simplest way is probably telling them to work, so that they would return to their original position, which is very far away from the handle. Now at the time I thought it would be very easy to make, but I was wrong. So basically, each of the characters will have 3 sets of dialogues. The first one is the normal dialogue, which is the dialogue that you get when you first talk to them. The second dialogue is the reaction dialogue. So this is the dialogue that you get when you tell them to work. And then finally, the third dialogue is the dialogue you get after they finish their work. And then there's so much other small stuff, like how I have to make them run back to their initial position. This system very quickly just turned into a very big mess, and after the most intense coding session yet, I finally got it to work. Look at that, he's running back like his life depends on it. But after fixing this big mess, I realized I only have Without wasting any time at all, I started making the losing and winning conditions. I made 2 game over screens, one for getting discovered and one for running out of time. Wow, what a coincidence. I'm running out of time too. Oh dear. There's no time for any sort of fancy animations, just let it suddenly appear like that. And you win once the gate fills up completely. And when you win, this winning screen suddenly appears. And then I also added this winning animation, where the zombies all just rush out. No, you're supposed to rush out, not in. Why are you going through the walls? Stop it. It is also kind of unfair to just throw you into the game immediately. So I made this intro screen, and only when you press start, it will start. And that's time. So after the time ended, I decided to change the extremely lame name that is Zombie Rescue Mission. I came up with Zombie Spy and Zombie? Who? But in the end, I decided to settle on John the Zombie. Just a very simple name. And then I also made a very simple logo for the game. And finally, I put it on my itch.io page. So that's the game. I would say it's a bit too easy. I feel like you could just keep turning the handle while the others are away. But I didn't have time to do balancing, so whatever. And other than that, the hitboxes is also extremely janky. When my sister was playtesting the game, she would often get stuck.
Yum 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 yum. Brains.
So that's another thing. You can go play the game on my itch.io page. Hope you have fun. And that's pretty much it for this game, so bye.